Alright, we got that backboard out of the way. We're starting to empty out the chassis, so we're starting to be able to see what's going on. We can see those capacitors that were underneath that board. Still not really seeing anything that looks too suspect at this point. You know, we're getting to where we can actually see the tube sockets for the 12AX7 tubes. Some of this stuff's looking pretty damn gnarly. You know, acid core solder, obviously, it's, you know, it's just the leftover. But look at this. Look at where these are actually touching here. So I think we're maybe getting some conductivity. And there's a lot of people that are, you know, talking about how, well, the boards become conductive. It's not necessarily the boards as much as the actual solder joints, because they're so, you know, you've got that really odd buildup that looks like it's starting to actually bring some of those joints together. Not as much on that one, but on that first one it looked pretty nasty. That one looks pretty good. That one looks like it. You know, you see, you just got these areas that are starting to kind of creep. These puppies here, we're going to have to look at the other side of the board and see what's going on there. But, you know, again, that really talks about the need to pull all the shit out of this so that you can see what's going on, you know, and so you can see these capacitors and actually get a better view of what sort of shape they're in. That guy there looks like he's kicked over quite a bit. So, you know, it's just weird stuff like that that kind of makes me believe that somebody's been doing a little poking around in this chassis. And that's not a euphemism or anything like that. I mean, it's literally someone has been coming in here and moving stuff around, and you know, I'm still seeing resistors that look good. One other area that is a different board I forgot about because the output board was actually in the way. This is the biasing port right here. So this is connected to the bias probe points on the outside of the chassis, or that you can get to from the outside of the chassis. So this is actually a separate board, and this is another one that can be kind of problematic. I've seen, you know, other videos where they've posted about blown resistors on this board. So unfortunately, you have to get this big mama out of the way in order to look at that other mama. So progress is made. We're getting closer. This is the Reverb board. So let's trace these out. Starting from top left, we've got the green coming down here to our top position here. So that's that green. Pull that puppy out. Oh, hopefully with no needle nose. These goddamn things are in there really good. And the other thing that I'll do is, well, I'll have to pull that one afterwards. All right, so then moving over to the side, we've got connector 1 on that board running over and down onto the main board to connector 8. Again, we're going to leave as many cables connected to the main board as possible, so I'm pulling from this side. Connector 2, we're going to trace that one. Oh, that was one that we had already pulled off of the control board, so we're good there. Connector 3, we trace that down. That's another one that we had already pulled. So let's see. So the only thing that we have left is this green connector. This Reverb board is held on with 3 screws. 1, 2, 3 Phillips head screws. And then obviously the RCA jacks are coming out the bottom or the top of the chassis in this case, and they go to the Reverb tank. I've already disconnected the leads for those because that was part of pulling the chassis out. So I will pull that based on being able to remove those 3 screws, and that'll probably be a good stopping point for today. Before I move on to disconnecting this motherboard, you know, I'll just visually inspect some of those other boards that I've already pulled out and see what we've got.